Hello, people. It's been a long time since the last daily up, and today I want to talk about something that's actually pretty dark. A few days ago, the Epstein Files were released, and there were like over 3 million files and like many videos apparently. And because it's literally millions of them, people are having to take some time to go through all of them. But a lot of things are like popping up, like the involvement of Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Apparently it's been confirmed the fact that they were eating humans and like killing babies. And by confirm, I mean that in the emails there's mentions of that literally. There has been no proofs so far. But what I'm finding crazy is that, at least in the internet, there's a huge outrage for all of this. And I'm not an American, I'm a Chilean. I've been to America, I have some very good friends. But I think that it's fascinating in the worst sense possible that these things can happen. And yet, despite the outrage of the general population, nothing has nothing has happened yet. Like, people are not revolting over this except for the internet, but we all know that talking shit on the internet is something that anybody can do, which is what I'm doing right now. I think it's super, once again, like, interesting in the worst way possible how powerless the general population is. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, people trafficking are underage girls, people eating babies or like killing people, and for that to be known and for nothing to happen to them right away. Like, imagine if this was some sort of like uh, oh, what do you call it, like if it was like a whistleblower from like a criminal organization, right? Some or something like pretty shady. Like, the governments, the people, the world will act immediately. There will be like such a huge outrage that instantly a lot of people would be like, no, we have to do something about this. However, now that this is happening, besides once again the outrage on the internet, nothing's happening. Like, nothing. Like, there hasn't been. There's this guy Kash Patel, which I'm not sure who he is. I think he's the director of the FBI, or was the director of the FBI, and he literally lied under oath. He said there are no files, and now 3 million files have been released. So, besides all the horrible things that had happened regarding the files, that thing in specific, like Kash Patel lying under oath, has been like fully confirmed. It was recent. We have 4K HD video of him doing that, and now with the release of the files, it's been so clear that he lied. So I'm wondering, like, why hasn't anything happened to him yet? And I was reading a little bit, this is actually the thing that I wanted to talk about in this video. I was reading a little bit about, like, okay, but how come nothing has happened to him? Because the crime is pretty much confirmed. All the other things, despite, most people believe that they did happen, the human trafficking, the killing of babies and all of that. I believe that personally, but you still don't have proof of that. So, it's still in a gray area. I really hope that proof comes forward, by the way. But this specific thing of like him lying under oath, like there's nothing to be said more than, okay, he did it. Like, it's super clear right now. So it was baffling to me how nothing has happened yet. And I was reading, okay, who can start this process of, I think it's called pursuing perjury. Please correct me if I'm wrong in this. And it said that pretty much anyone can do it. Well, not sorry, not anyone, but it was like anyone that has any kind of like power over that part of the legislation, or whatever. What I got from that was like basically almost any lawyer that's involved in the public process of that jurisdiction can do it. And I feel like we all think that the current government of the United States, that being the second government of Trump, is like super corrupt and is super involved in all of this regarding Epstein. But like, what about the rest? Like, there's 300 more, like 320, maybe 325 million people in the US. It's like, I really don't understand how come that there hasn't been one lawyer from like literally any state, any part of the US that has come forward and say like, I will be prosecuting him. I don't understand. And sure, there's a lot of outrage in the internet. People want justice, But like there's a lot of comments saying they don't think that you're stupid, but they know that you're powerless. But that's the thing, like normal people shouldn't be powerless. With enough organization, you can actually like do something. Like okay, so like right out of my mind, let's find one lawyer that can start this process, and if he's worries about like money, let's like find 1,000 people that can like give $2 a month to like give this guy, okay, maybe more, 10,000 people, $1 a month, so that this guy can work full time into like actually pursuing this guy that once again lie under oath. It's, I don't know, man, like I'm not from that country, so I know that definitely I can do like anything, I can do shit about this. But if there's such a huge outrage in the internet and from so many Americans, because of course people like Officila, like Charlie, Penguin C0 have talked about this, and they are outraged. But like, guys, you're the guys with connections. Besides doing videos, shouldn't you like organize something like socially? Because there's a lot of people that want to see these people put in jail, especially like this guy. Like once again, it's a proven crime, perjury, or like lying under oath. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Americans, do something, organize for the love of God. And listen, I'm not from America. I'm not super familiar with American law. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. Maybe there are some requirements. Like, I don't want to come off of the guy that's saying, like, oh, you're not doing anything and fuck yourself. No, I don't want to be that guy. But if there is a legal way to do this, then like do it. Don't think that people like like us, also me, like I'm a civil guy. By civil I mean like I don't have any power. I'm not the president of anything. I don't lead any organization. I'm literally just a guy with the phone in my hand right now talking. But people like us, we're not powerless regarding this. Besides just ranting in social media, because we all can do that, what about some like actual organization? I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people that can give like $2, $5 a month if it goes to a cause of which is actually pursuing these types of criminals, because that's there's no other way to put it. Like, it's even worse than criminals. It's monsters, man. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope that there's a part of the US, maybe like a subsection of the political spectrum that goes like against the current, because apparently there's been like both left and right, or like the two big parties, right? Like conservatives and Democrats that are like deep into this shit. Of course, they are not going to do anything, but once again, there's more than 300 million people in the US. How come there's not one guy that doesn't have to be from the political like a party of your choice, like one random guy that says like, okay, enough is enough, I'm going to like do all of these, and it doesn't have to be one person. That's the thing. I'm not a lawyer, so I couldn't do shit about this because I don't know the law. I will have to study a lot. But for example, I'm a software engineer. If you needed anything that's like a script about like, I don't know, I just saw a guy that did a script to unhighlight the redacted parts of the Epstein files, I would do it, you know? So that's my, I don't know, honestly, this video is just a rant because despite this being something that doesn't concern me at all, like once again, I'm a citizen of another country, just knowing about this and knowing how outraged people are, it makes me wonder, like, guys, honestly, going on to a, not a strike, what do you call it? Like when a lot of people like protest. Going into a protest into the main square of like a random city is not going to do as much impact, as much results as 1,000, 10,000 people organizing and saying like, okay, we as a group of citizens are going to pursue all legal action against the perpetrators of all these crimes. That in itself will put more pressure than just the protest. The protest is going to make news, maybe be costly, maybe it's going to be big for a day, but then it's going to disappear. And that's, I guess, my small rant about all of this is that people, not as individuals, but as a group, normal people, we are powerless, not because we are powerless, but because we are unorganized. And sure, it's hard to organize a lot of people, that's the reason why politics is so controversial. But for things like this, like this is basic human good versus evil. Like the pedophiles, the murderers, the torturers against the normal people. And that's something that, at least in my opinion, is worth organizing for. So yeah, anyway, this video has been way too long already, so I'll see you guys in the next daily up.